Hey, what's up guys? Merc here, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some PvP action in the Division 2, because while the PvE content was an absolute blast, we all know player versus player is my specialty. So I've heard talkings of different builds with these weird gimmicks and requirements, which seem like a whole lot of hassle to me, so I just made my own. It's a balanced PvP build that favors the trigger happy. You literally have enough bullets to take out a whole team with one magazine. You want to feel like the second coming of Rambo? Well, give this a shot, because it's been working extraordinarily well for me, and I'd imagine it will work well for you too, if you play it right. So, this is a build for the demolitionist spec. You'll only really need 30 or 40 points invested to make the most out of the build, with your points going into the light machine gun damage perk and every available defensive perk. Obviously, if you've got more points like I do, that's awesome, and it will definitely help a little, but the 30 or 40 points gets you all the perks you'll need for skirmishes at least. You'll also need to find yourself an M60, preferably a black market M60 or one of the other variants that has 4 attachment slots, so you can max out its stability. There's a particular trait that you're going to want to recalibrate onto your M60 from another gun if it doesn't have it already. That trait is unhinged, which gives you 25% increased weapon damage at the cost of 35% weapon handling. It sounds like a big trade-off for damage for that accuracy at first glance, but I believe weapon handling actually refers to the time it takes for your weapon aim reticle to get smaller while firing. I was lucky enough to find an M60 that had Allegro on it, which is the perk that gives you a rate of fire increase, and it seems to be the best second slot weapon trait I've found so far. The third trait doesn't really matter, but passively activated perks like stop, drop, and roll are helpful in general. You can use another LMG if you can't find an M60 or you just don't like them, but I wouldn't recommend the RPK or L86 for PvP, as their mag size is pretty low in comparison to the others. Personally like the M60 because it has a nice steady fire rate and hits hard, and it has enough bullets in the mag to take out 3 or 4 enemies if you place your shots well. Your secondary weapon doesn't matter too much, as the 100 rounds from the M60 takes care of most problems, but if you really want to get the most out of this build, I'd try using one of the exotic weapons, which gives a bonus to your main weapon while holstered. I've found the Chatterbox buff helps from time to time, and I'm farming for the Merciless exotic rifle that gives your main weapon a chance to deal extra explosive damage on every shot. Keen to see how that goes. Now, the gearing side of things is a bit of a game of finding the right stats for your build, but that'll happen for every build. Aside from keeping an eye out for items that offer an LMG damage bonus though, I just went with a balance between DPS and tank, focusing on gear that offered bonus armor, and grabbing tank traits like Bloodsucker and Unbreakable, which are really fantastic for PvP, and some weapon damage and crit chance to balance things out. I ignored skill power almost entirely. Skill power in its current state doesn't really do a lot for you. The skills I've been using are the Reflective Riot Shield and the Repair Drone, though you could switch out the Repair Drone for the Defensive Drone if you wanted. As for the playstyle that this build works well with, it's all about playing aggressive. Sprint, roll, and use cover to your advantage when needed, but all with the goal of getting yourself in a position where you can put half a mag of 7.62 into your opponents. God. LMGs become more accurate as you fire them in this game, so if you want to make the most of those first few shots, you gotta be reasonably close. With that said, you can definitely pick people off at range in team fights, when you can lay down sustained and accurate fire, but don't expect to outsnipe a Model 700 with your M60. It's not gonna happen, just find a different route and close the distance and put them down. Your Healy drone lasts quite a long time, and it resets on death, so I usually use it when I think combat is likely to happen in the near future, just to save me from having to waste a second of precious shooting time to use it in the firefight itself. As an added bonus, it gives you a little extra survivability if you get ambushed, buying you a second or two to grab cover or fire back. Your shield and pistol should be your last defensive resort, but they've gotten me out of enough tight situations to where I'd feel weird if I didn't keep them in the build. The Crusader shield is also a decent substitute, allowing you to make use of your secondary weapon instead of having to reach for the pistol. Hopefully this works out well for you guys. I've been having a great time with it. It seems to do quite a bit of damage in PvE as well, so there's no need to switch out your build when hitting missions. Let me know if you try it out, or if you have any questions about the build or the Division 2 in general in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell if you'd like to see more of the videos from yours truly. Appreciate you dudes. I'll be hitting the Dark Zone next. Till next video, this is Merc Out. Cheers.
Eliminate who's left.
You're welcome!
You're halfway through the fight. The Specialization supply drop has expired.
Boost about to come online.
GG.